Hi everybody, welcome to the Wayrider Chronicles number 2. Today we're going to talk about the European Union. Not a history of the European Union or anything like that, but just a puzzle, a very brief puzzle. The European Union was essentially, without going into too much historical detail, founded 67 years ago in 1957 with the Treaty of Rome, and it was called the EEC, the European Economic Community. Please note the word economic. It was all about establishing and rebuilding, the continual rebuild of Europe after the devastation of the Second World War. Ever since that time, through the evolution or the expansion of the EU, taking on more countries, eventually moving into the introduction of a common currency called the euro, which we all know, what has happened? Every decent economic and financial and non-financial publication in the Anglo-Saxon world has at some stage published very lengthy and very informative articles how the whole thing is disaster and it's soon going to all fall apart and they want it will all dissolve basically. There will no longer be the EU. It will all spin off into turn into what it was before. I find that very curious because we're into the 67th year of its creation, and yes, there was the abnormality of Brexit, but let's face it, we're talking about Europe, and the British have never considered themselves to be part of Europe, and physically they're not. They're an island offshore. They joined, Margaret Thatcher brought them in. David Cameron took them out through, in my view, a foolish decision to grant them a referendum. And we're not talking about Brexit here. That was the European Union has expanded and continues to expand with the inclusion of Eastern European countries. Admittedly, not everybody wants to be in the euro, and that's a choice that certain European countries have decided to take, and not every country is in. Norway and Switzerland spring to mind straight away. But my point is none of that. My point is that it is still a European Union, and it is still going strong, in spite of what everybody likes to say. The latest issue which was going to blow it up was the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Didn't happen. I'm not sure what the next one. Oh yes, sorry. The re-election of the supposedly more or less certain re-election of Trump is going to again drive Europe into a crisis, and it will once again dissolve, become no longer Europe. Well, as a very famous English author said, or British author, English language author, said "Bah humbug." Well, it wasn't him who said, he wrote "Bah humbug" in one of his books. It's rubbish. It's going 67 years would be considered from anybody's point of view a success. So I would urge everybody who will eventually read the latest, be it New York Times, Wall Street Journal, Financial Times, whatever, English language, Anglo-Saxon language, very informative, very well put out, very laid out, an article which will come up. Oh, the European Union is on its last legs. It will soon all blow up. We've got elections this year, for sure. Sorry, I forgot about Trump. We've got European elections this year. That's definitely going to blow the whole thing up. Take it all with a large pinch to solve.
See ya.